Do you suffer from decision fatigue? Do you feel like you have to make so many decisions as a practice owner? And would you like to help more patients while making more money? Well, if that sounds like you, listen to my awesome friend and Nachos sponsor, Dr. Scott Leune. Dr. Scott, you're going to share with us how we can decrease decision fatigue. That is a common thread to everyone who works in a dental practice, but especially the practice owners. So tell us about what people are going to learn at the Breakaway Business Masters course.
Yeah, decision fatigue, it's a really cool phrase you just said, because we're blinded by all of these things in front of us, all this deafening noise around us in the day of being a dentist. And we're blinded and overwhelmed sometimes by marketing messages and by staffing requests and all of these just pressures. And in addition to all of that, we have expectations of success. Yeah. And we've got financial commitments that we're trying to deal with. And it just can become a very complicated, stressful environment for a dentist. What I've tried to do in my career and through my teaching is take those things and start unraveling them and organizing them. Can certain parts of our day be done right without needing our attention and stress? Yeah. And can we have the real focus and drive to look at just those handful of things that really do matter, so that we've got this emotional space to be successful and do the right thing for our family? So in our course, our Breakaway Business Masters course, it's drinking from a fire hose. It's 100 different things that we talk about, not the typical like rah 3-thing kind of course. It's 100 different things, 400-page manual, 2 days, and those 100 things are the building blocks of the systems of a dental practice, the right way to do each one of those 100 things.
I love that. I mean, we need a reference points, systems for our sanity, I'll call them. One of my most popular emails of all time, Scott, and you probably resonate with you, a 39-year-old dentist came to my implant course and she said, you know what, Paul, I'm bringing in $1 million plus a year in my practice. I have solid profit. I'm doing everything that dentistry said I was supposed to be, and I'm so stressed. Every month I worry. I have so many decisions. And the title of this email, Scott, is being successful too stressful? And I got back so many direct emails saying, that's exactly how I feel. And maybe this is the thing you don't talk about enough. In these growth modes, where does this sanity destruction happen, right? You deal with these dentists, you coach these dentists, you may have been one of these dentists. People sort of say, oh, you're bringing in a lot of money, you must have it all together. Bringing a lot of money doesn't always mean profit. So whether it's from patient treatment plan acceptance to profitability, when people come to this course, I know the next one's September 22nd, 23rd, they can reach out to us for a Nachos sponsored discount. Tell us more about that.
Yeah, so success isn't had from doing the same wrong thing more and faster and squeezing more and more in. And that is, unfortunately, how a lot of us end up doing it. We end up being really good at doing the wrong thing, really good at playing the wrong game. And the finish line of the wrong game is nothing we're ever happy with. So success a lot of times comes from doing the core things well, the habits of your business, what's said on the phone, what's said by a dental assistant to a patient in the chair, how we handle the marketing, the technology around reappointments. Those habits of a business, when set up properly, become automatically successful.
Right.
That is kind of one category. Then we've got the category of what we do as a dentist, and then what we do as a leader. And those things we need to have strong focus on in a way we are not stressed. We're not pulled. We should not be physically running down the hallway to do a hygiene exam. We should not be dealing with staff complaints in the middle of the day while we're trying to pull out a root tip on a same-day dentistry conversion. Right. Like, that is not the life that results in high value, high happiness, high profit. That's not how to do it. Does that make sense?
I love that. Yeah, for sure. I love that pain that way. I mean, I think until you're a dental practice owner, being in front of your team and patients, answering, we're the same generation. Remember at bars back in the day, they'd have a little clicker and the bouncer would get to a certain number and then start a line, right? And I always said, one time, I'm not joking, I wanted someone to come follow me around with the clicker and see how many questions I get asked a day. in my dental practice. And I think the number would blow people's minds. So simplifying these systems, people, you've done this course before. You have a tremendous amount of great number of fans in all communities about Breakaway. Talk to the person who should come to this business masters course. What do they look like dentally? Are they new practice owner, multiple practice owner? Are they thinking about starting a practice? We have an awesome sponsor deal. People can text Breakaway to 215-543-6454, but distill it down to who watching should really come in September.
This is not like my other courses. My other courses are for a specific group. This course is for any dentist that owns a practice or wants to own a practice. So that is almost everyone. Yeah. And if I can get really focused and maybe simplistic for a second, how do you create profit or make money in a dental practice? You collect more than you spend. Okay, very simple, right? If we can collect more while keeping our expenses at bay, we start creating a lot of profit. And a lot of Breakaway dentists take home more than $1 million every single year. But how we do that, there's 3 buckets of how to manage this whole thing. First bucket is we have to manage expenses. We have to make sure we're not spending our way out of profit. Second thing is we have to manage the operations. That's all the day-to-day case acceptance, answer phone rate, reappointment rate. We have to manage that with best practices and good habits. And then the third thing is we have to manage the team and lead the team well through our CEO leadership habits. So really this seminar is about all the habits we put in place, whether there's someone else's habit, technology, or our own habit, so that we maximize cost savings, operations, and of course, team management. It is the fastest way to get almost a boot camp kind of experience, an MBA in 2 days kind of experience in dentistry. And people will walk away. They always have, and they always will walk away with more content than they know what to do with.
I love the way you put that there. And some of the things I'll reinforce, it's on brand for me. So my own amazing wife is at a 40-year-old mom's trip birthday at a place called Woodlock, which is like a spa resort you hike. And they're there for 2.5 days. And what I think dentists don't do enough of, Scott, is surround yourself with people who are going through the same thing as you. It's magical, right? It's not always just Scott, Leune teaching from the stage and your team. It's also putting yourself in rooms where people are doing the same thing as you and you learn from them as well. And a lot of times you just feel like, oh, I mean, I just did a boost camp for younger dentists, and some of our feedback was, I don't feel as alone anymore. A lot of people feel this way. And I think since dentistry is a cave-like profession, right? We're not hanging out together often enough. You also layer in this. I'm assuming, how many people usually come to the Business Masters course roughly?
About 100.
Yeah, so it's like that perfect size group where it's not too small, but not 10,000, where I'm assuming that over doing these things, people have created relationships past the course. Is that accurate?
Not only that, I'm going to Miami next month with a husband and wife who attended the seminar. They just texted me, say, hey, you want to hang out in Miami for 2 days? And I said, sure. Like, I'm also personally building relationships with these people. We go to dinner the night before the seminar together. We have drinks the first night. We have dinner that first night, the second night as well. And we're having breaks where everyone's interacting. And here's the deal. Some people are there because they're burnout. They're burnout from their situation. They know they need a new chapter in their life. And this is like that first step for them. Some people are there because they're already successful and they're looking to just hone in and perfect certain aspects of their business. And then some people are there because they're not successful. They're breaking down financially and they need a way to figure out how to make money. And that combination of people creates really cool conversations and connections. When you are trying to figure out how to make money and the person next to you owns 15 practices and is taking home millions a year, and across from you is some third-year dentist with one location and he's taking home over $1 million a year, you end up having a lot of different knowledge shared with you outside of the content of the seminar. And that's a very healthy way to approach kind of looking at the business side of dentistry and learning. A lot better than like watching some videos online.
I love that. Yeah, and that you just cannot replicate, even though I'm about to do an online course and you do online courses, those things cannot be replicated online. They just infuse awesomeness into your life that make online better. So I love that you shared that. Well, people can text Breakaway to 215-543-6454 to get the best deal possible. They can reach out to us at dentalnachos.com. Scott, I'll kind of give you the last words. Someone was popping by. What would you say to them? Last words here to come to Business Masters, whether it's the one in September or the one you have going on next.
This seminar for most people is kind of one of those benchmark moments on their career timeline. It is that important. And here's the deal. If someone's thinking about coming, but you're unsure, if by the end of the seminar, you said it wasn't worth it, we will write you a check by the end of the seminar. Turn in your stuff. We'll write you a check for whatever you paid to be there. And I'm telling you, it's never happened. Never happened in my entire career. It is an amazing experience, but only for someone that's ready to read that book and see that content. They're ready in their life for that amazing experience. Does it make sense to come?
Love it. Treatment Plan Your Career for Happiness. Dr. Scott, thanks so much for sharing with us today. Nacho community, check out what Dr. Scott's doing with the Business Masters course and reach out to us for the best deal possible. Thanks so much, Scott.
Awesome. Thank you. Appreciate it.